Welcome to Global Heroes. I'm one of your hosts.
And I'm the other. Welcome to the deep dive.
Today, we're heading somewhere maybe a little unexpected. Western Nebraska.
Yeah, sounds a bit off the beaten path, right? But there's this incredible historical treasure there.
Exactly. We're diving into the Museum of the Fur Trade in Chadron, Nebraska.
And it really opens up this whole window onto North America's fur trade history, commerce, cultural exchange, the works.
It's almost like a historical shortcut, isn't it? To get past the sort of simple image of just trappers. Oh, before we jump in, just a quick reminder to subscribe to our weekly positive newsletter if you haven't already.
Good point. So this museum, it's actually on the site of the old Bordeaux trading post.
And that spot itself is pretty remarkable. It operated for, 40 years? 1837 to 1876? That's unusually long for a trading post back then.
It really is. Most were much more temporary. That longevity tells you it must have been, pretty important. A key hub.
And it's recognized too, right? The reconstructed building is on the National Register of Historic Places.
Yep.
Which makes sense given its long history. And the collection inside, it's just huge.
Huge is right. Over 8,000 artifacts, I read.
That's the number. Now, you'll only see about a third of that on display at any one time, but still.
Still massive. And it gives you such a feel for what was actually changing hands. Tools, furs, obviously, but also textiles, weapons, beads, decorative stuff.
Mm-hmm. It shows the sheer breadth of the interactions. It wasn't just about beaver pelts,
Yeah.
It was this whole complex exchange of goods and, needs and wants on both sides.
And the firearms collection alone is pretty staggering.
Oh, definitely. They've got over 300 firearms and fragments, some pieces connected to really iconic figures.
Like Kit Carson, Tecumseh, Young Man Afraid of His Horses. Those names really bring the history alive, don't they?
They really do. But beyond just famous names, they have, get this, the world's largest collection of Northwest guns.
Okay, what are Northwest guns exactly?
They were firearms specifically made for the trade with indigenous peoples, designed for that market. And the museum has the most complete collection anywhere.
Wow.
Including the earliest known intact trade gun. Dates from before 1650. From the Netherlands. It's incredibly rare.
That's amazing. And here's something that really, blew my mind when I was reading about it.
What's that?
You think fur trade, you think hunting, trapping, right.
Naturally, yeah.
But apparently, only about 10% of the items traded were actually hunting related. 10%.
Isn't that something? It completely flips the script on what you imagine.
Right. So what was the bulk of the trade then?
Textiles. Cloth, blankets, fabrics. That was the big commodity.
Which makes their textile collection really central then.
Exactly. And it's remarkable. They have the oldest known point blanket. The ones with the lines indicating size.
Oh, yeah. The Hudson's Bay style blankets.
Sort of the ancestor to those. This one dates to 1775. And they even have actual cotton fabric samples at William Clark. The William Clark.
Lewis and Clark.
That one. Samples he personally selected to trade with Western tribes. It's a direct link. Manufactured goods were hugely important.
Absolutely. Practical value, cultural value sometimes. And it's not just textiles and guns. They have other really unique pieces.
Like what?
Well, there's a near-perfect example of a cartouche knife, very rare, and one of only 2 known chief factor swords. These were presented to Hudson's Bay Company governors.
Only 2 known. Where's the other one?
In Canada, I believe. So having one in Nebraska is pretty special.
It really is incredible, the quality of artifacts they have there. And it's not like it's some totally unknown secret, right?
Mm-hmm.
It gets recognition.
Oh, yeah. It's been a AAA tour book diamond gem for ages. It even popped up as a clue on Jeopardy just recently in 2024.
No way.
Yeah. And maybe more importantly, they actively support serious research. National Geographic has used their resources. Even film productions like The Revenant consulted with them for historical accuracy.
That really speaks volumes, doesn't it? About the quality and importance of their collection.
It absolutely does.
So I guess the main takeaway here is that this museum offers a much, much richer picture than just, guys in canoes trapping beavers.
Exactly. It shows a complex world of trade, cultural encounters, fascinating objects, all packed into this place in Chadron.
It's a tangible link to that past. So if you're ever driving through western Nebraska, it sounds like a must-see, just off Highway 20.
Definitely worth a stop. You can find more info on their website, fortrade.org.
Well, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into a truly unexpected corner of North American history.
Hmm.
It makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other amazing stories are hiding in plain sight in seemingly quiet places?
It's a good reminder that history isn't always in the big, famous spots. Sometimes it's waiting just off the highway.
Indeed. A big thank you for listening to Global Heroes. Don't forget to follow us on social media, and you can also stream our series, It's a Beautiful World, over on Prime Video.
Thanks again for tuning in.